Oh, hey, hi Bunthay, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
All right. Thanks for cooking with me. I mean, I just love all the dishes that you Instagram about, and it looks awesome. So, thanks for coming on this video chat and teaching me a dish. So, what are we
Uh,
making today?
we're making Khmer curry. It's in Khmer it's called salad curry. Obviously curry, but some law means a soup in Khmer. So yeah, it's a dish I learned from my mom. Cambodia has a lot of Indic influence, so that's kind of where the dish comes from.
Cool. So, I didn't know that that's how you pronounce Kamai. Like Kamai is pronounced
Yeah,
Kamai. Can you,
Khmer. Yeah,
yeah, it's spelled can you spell that for
K
me?
Khmer, and the reason why is because Cambodia was part of the French Indochina. We were a French colony up until about 53. The first time the word Khmer was anglicized, it was in French. So they wrote it Khmer. So yeah, most of the world looks at it and says Khmer, but the way we pronounce it is Khmer.
Kamai.
Mhm.
Cool. I learned something new. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Where do I need to start? I've got a bunch of ingredients laid out.
yeah.
So what's my first step?
Do you want to let's start with the lemongrass?
Okay. And how many stalks of lemongrass do I need?
Just one stalk,
And like a big, small, a
just
big
like the
one?
one you're holding. Yeah, but
This one? Okay.
yep, yeah, you're gonna just cut that into thirds. But
Uh,
cut the root end off. You're not gonna use that.
Okay, so I just want to make a note to our viewers that I bought this bunch right here. There's one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 stalks of lemongrass from the Asian market, specifically from Asian family markets, and it was like 350 for this entire bunch. And sometimes if you go to a regular grocery store, they sell them in the tiny boxes, like $3 for just tiny tiny pieces. So if you're gonna cook some hardcore Asian food, go to the Asian market. All right, so I've got my stock, and we want to cut off the end, you said.
Yep,
Okay, how much of the end should I cut off?
much off, just about like half an inch off.
Half an inch. Okay,
Yep, just to get
cool,
that hard root out,
got it. All right, now what?
and then you're gonna cut what you have left in into thirds.
Thirds. All right, I'm gonna eyeball that. Okay,
And
and
then
is there any part of, yeah, go ahead.
the next thing I do is I want to open up that lemongrass. So I use the pestle and just pound it on the cutting boards just to
Okay,
kind of like open it up
okay,
so that it kind of cracks open there,
okay.
so all that
um
goodness can seep out.
Awesome.
Hmm.
So do I want to discard the outside that's kind of dark and
I don't,
oh, okay.
but you can if you like, but I don't.
And do I do anything with the rest of the
And then I use all that for the soup.
wow, that's good to know.
Yep.
Recipes um tell you, like, they tell you basically just to use the bottom end. All right. So I set that aside.
You got your cinnamon.
I do. I
All
have a
right.
cinnamon stick. Yep.
Yep. So that's great. Just pop that into the pot as well.
Okay. Everything in
Yeah.
there. Great.
Hmm.
Okay.
Let's put your kaffir lime leaves in.
So your recipe is 3 of these kaffir lime leaves. So
Mm-hmm.
this constitutes 1 leaf, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us what this is? Like,
Yeah.
is it, yeah, tell us about the
So
kaffir lime leaf.
yeah. So it's an actual I've never seen it. We get it here imported. I'm not sure from what country, but my whole life, it definitely has that distinct scent to it. And the first time
Uh-huh.
I've ever seen the plant in its native form was about a year and a half ago. I was in Cambodia, and I was in my great uncle's. He has a big orchard, and I was walking through it, and I smelled it, and I kept looking for it, and then I found it at the end of a stream, and I knew what it was, and for the first time, and it didn't have a plant on it, but I don't know if like an actual lime, I don't know if that was because it wasn't growing anymore at the time, but you know, this leaf, the kaffir lime leaf, it's used as part of this marinade or paste in Khmer cooking called krung, and krung consists of this lemongrass, turmeric, and galangal and garlic kind of mashed together, and you use it as a marinade for barbecue or use it in soups. So this leaf has been a part of Khmer cooking, you know, for forever.
Cool. All right. So I put that in there. What next?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then garlic, you peel them and mince them.
So mince them. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you said about 3 cloves of garlic.
I guess I like to get the effect of a garlic crusher. I usually press down on the garlic to crack it, so that when I cut it, it you know, it's kind of been like broken up already.
All right. I've got my garlic into the pot.
And then you're gonna do about 2 star anise.
2 star anise. Okay.
Yep. Put that in the pot.
2 star anise.
Let's turn on the stove.
Okay.
And add your oil.
What temperature?
I get it up to high first, because the next thing after I do the get up the oil to the temperature is to get it to a point where you can kind of brown the chicken.
And how much oil?
I put it, you know, 3 tablespoons.
3 tablespoons?
Yeah, let's say 3 tablespoons.
And any particular kind of oil?
I use olive oil, but my mom always uses like vegetable oil. I just prefer olive oil. Yeah.
I just use vegetable oil. And what am I looking for in the pot?
So now you want to cut the chicken. You want to have the chicken go in next.
You said about 2 pounds of chicken thighs.
I cut it up about this thickness right here.
So about 2 inches. Okay, so pretty big chunks. So I've got my chicken cut up. Do I add that next?
Yes.
The spices and the herbs that are in here smell amazing. I wish there was smell-o-vision. It's like lemongrass and so I add my chicken.
Yep.
Right? And then just stir it around and let it brown.
Yeah. Shrimp paste, if you want to try that.
So talk to me about shrimp paste.
In Khmer cooking? Yeah, it is. It actually is. If you've eaten like Thai food or Lao food as well, a lot of like the salads, like papaya salads, use it. There's another type of fish paste called pahok that we use in Lao, and I think maybe in Thai it's called padek. I think in Filipino language it's called gong, I believe.
How much shrimp paste?
A tablespoon.
A tablespoon? Okay.
Yes.
And what does the shrimp paste add to the flavors?
It gives it this saltiness, kind of akin to like what nuoc mam or fish sauce does to certain dishes. It's a fermented shrimp.
Ooh, that really adds such an incredible layer of aroma in here.
So once you get it browned, or you're gonna add the chicken broth, the can of chicken broth you have.
So I add the broth straight in.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to add water to it, just to submerge the chicken. So the next thing you want to add is the potatoes, because the potatoes take a bit longer to cook.
So what do we do? How big are we cutting the potatoes?
Mine are about quarters.
Can you use any type of potato?
Yeah, you can.
Is it better with a starchier potato?
Yeah. So and that's part of the reason why I grabbed that guy.
I have Yukon Gold potatoes, which are also kind of starchy too. So
then you're gonna put up, if you feel like the water inside the pot is just right above the potatoes, I'd add a bit more, because you're gonna want to simmer the potatoes for a bit to just soften them. So that's gonna take some time.
So put the lid on, turn it to medium high, and just let it kind of cook.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next step?
So onions is the next step. Yeah, so you're just gonna cut up kind of in kind of thick thick slices. So
tell me about your snout.
yeah, snout is a storytelling imprint that I have, and you know, it kind of all started, or actually the kind of the genesis around it was, you know, in immigrant and refugee families, oftentimes like kids or folks that are like 1.5 or second generation aren't really as versed in the language, the native tongue, as their parents are, and that kind of that's kind of part of like an intergenerational trauma, and you know, kind of creates barriers and communication. And for me, how that's manifested in my life is, you know, I didn't get along with my mom super well, but you know, in my 20s when I had my son, you know, I started to try to learn how to cook the food, and I found out that it was a different way to communicate with my mom, and a different way for me to kind of get in connection with my roots. You know, why does my mom use these ingredients, and what does she remember from cooking when she was younger, or her parents cooking? And it taught me a lot about, you know, the culture. And so, you know, I'm a storyteller, and I thought, you know, like other folks have thought of before, I thought a good way to kind of tell the diaspora stories through through food. And snout means palm, or dam snout means palm tree. And in the Khmer culture, in days preceding the empire, it was said that all over Southeast Asia, Khmer folks planted the snout, dam snout, or the palm tree. So wherever you go in Southeast Asia, if you see the sugar palm tree, which is a native palm tree to Cambodia, you'll know that this is where Khmer people have been, because they were the first ones that kind of planted it wherever they go. And I take that name to say that it's you know, we are the diaspora here, and we are like the palm tree out here telling our stories. So that's, you know, kind of
That's
the
so
genesis
beautiful.
of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Storytelling and storytelling over food and connecting over food. That's such a wonderful thing. I love it.
Yeah. Let's do the carrots. And you're going to cut the carrots in about 1.5, 2-inch pieces.
2-inch pieces, you said?
Uh-huh.
All right. What next?
All right. So why don't we work on the puya, puya chili.
For the viewers, I'm just holding up this package that puya is Puya, puya chili. I put in a small pot, 2 cups of water, added 2 chilies, brought it to a boil, and then once it came to a boil, turned off the heat, and it's just been sitting there while we've been preparing the rest of the dish, and that just softens it a bit. Now, what do I do with this after that?
So the next thing you do, so take out the water, and then I cut it into fine pieces first, and then I transfer that to the mortar and pestle before
Do I need to take the seeds out?
No, I keep the seeds in.
Keep the seeds, okay.
Yeah.
So just trim off the stem, right? There's a hard stem. Okay,
yeah.
Trim that off, and give it a rough chop.
Yeah.
Am I ahead of this? Oh, okay. You're ready. Great. What do I do now?
You're just gonna mash this guy up.
Just mash straight down.
Straight down.
And what am I looking for in the consistency?
At some point, it's gonna turn into kind of a paste, and that's what you kind of want to get it to.
So your mortar and pestle is very different.
You know, the best way I can describe this mortar and pestle is the one that you would find at a Lao grocery store, because you know they do the papaya salads, or in my opinion they have the best like papaya salads or things using the mortar and pestle. So theirs is a lot higher because they use it for more than just pounding stuff. They mix things in it, and Yeah, they use it a bit more than I see other types of cooking.
So
To be
like
honest, the mortar and pestle you have is the one my mom uses growing up.
oh,
But then
okay.
like
So
as I
like
get when I
the shallow is fine for this, but like if I
yeah
were making a salad,
yeah
the long conical type would be better. Okay, so I'm gonna keep pounding. And how fine do we want this?
I get it to about kind of a paste consistency. There are a bit of the cut up peel intact, and that's fine as long as you can get some of it to be a paste so that the color can bleed into the broth. Yeah.
Okay. So
You can go ahead and put that in.
Into the pot?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know if you all can see this, but this is the consistency. Oh, this thing is so heavy. Oh my God. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna use a rubber spatula to scrape all this out. And this goes in my pot?
Yes. And if you want to try to get more of it off, I kind of run a little bit of water into the mortar and pestle to kind of get all the ingredients out, and then pour that into the broth as well.
This is great because some of these ingredients I've never had to buy before because I haven't explored this cuisine. So that's amazing. Thank you. Okay, chilies are in.
Next thing you could do is go ahead and throw, this is optional, but I like to throw in like, it kind of is redundant, but I am throwing in 2 chicken soup based cubes.
Oh, okay. So it's optional. I don't have to. I mean, I got
no, you don't
them.
have.
I got.
Oh, okay, I would. But
okay.
we added the chicken broth already, and now we're adding this base, which is kind of, almost the same. But I'm so used to doing it that I always just do it.
All right, so it's just I got like this Nor bouillon
yeah, that's the one.
cube. Is that what? Okay, all right. So I'm gonna add those 2 in. I want to do it. I want to do it like your mom does it, or like you do it, or like you learned from your mom.
Yeah. She doesn't allow me to question like why she does things sometimes. She just do it. I'm like, all right.
And you should never question her.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'll stir that in. This smells amazing, and all these wonderful spices are floating in this kind of sort of orange tinged liquid.
All right, let's pop in the curry and the coconut cream.
Okay, so how much curry? Well, first of all, let's talk about the curry paste. I have a Massaman curry paste, and you have a particular brand that you like, but the one that I was able to find is this My Khloe, which I'm probably totally butchering the pronunciation, but this I've seen in, it's a popular brand, so it's probably pretty widely available. But you have a different brand that you prefer. Can you kind of share that?
Yeah, the Masaman one comes in a can, and there's a yellow and a red. I just prefer the yellow. I usually use a yellow curry for this. And to be honest, I haven't tried the one that you have, so I couldn't give my opinion on the differences of that one. But I generally like a yellow curry for this dish here. Yeah.
Okay. So how much curry paste should I put in there?
So I would put in about so I'm measuring off the can I have. I'm probably gonna like try 7 ounces first.
Okay, so I'm gonna spoon out. Hi here, baby Lena.
She's awake.
So Bunthay here has a new baby Lena. How old is she now?
She's 3 weeks old today.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you. Thank you.
amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
an incredible time. So you're probably not getting much sleep.
You know, we're breastfeeding, so
Yeah.
Jenna here is like the the most amazing partner, and she babies up more at night at this point. So she's been the one that's kind of taking the brunt of night times. I just do diaper changes, so and then cook food.
Hey,
But she does most of the work.
that's a big deal. Diaper
Yeah, it is.
changes and cooking food, that's a
Yeah.
big deal. Don't
So
shortchange yourself there. Okay,
yeah.
so I've got about 7 ounces.
Okay.
And just
I'm
put
gonna
that
add that
in,
in.
right?
Yep. hmm And at this point too, I just want to point out that we're gonna like start out with that, and maybe take a taste, and you feel like it'll need more of this or that, you're more than welcome to add a bit more.
Okay.
So that's at the point where we're at. We'll do the same with the coconut cream. I'm gonna
Okay.
probably add about 8 ounces in.
I'm gonna taste.
How's
Oh my
it?
God, that's amazing. So good. Salty, tangy, the kaffir lime leaf and the lemongrass just add this really wonderful zing to it. Okay, and you said the coconut cream is going to go next?
Yeah, coconut cream next.
Okay, and we should probably warn people, because people used to buying coconut milk, right? But this is coconut cream. Can you talk a little bit about the difference?
Yeah, it's essentially I like the coconut cream because of the consistency. I like it creates less of a runnier consistency, and that's kind of what I'm trying to go for in a coconut cream.
So the coconut cream does what? It helps to thicken, and what else?
Thicken, and also gives it like a sweeter flavor to it. And then the next thing you want to put in, if you're ready for it, is the carrots.
Oh my gosh.
And then, so there's the palm sugar. And again, I think you mentioned earlier that you got some palm sugar, and it comes in kind of a solid form. And how I get that into get ready for the pot is to use the mortar and pestle to break that up as well.
So I bought this pack of palm sugar like this, and it's wrapped in this, and then it came inside of it. There were 2 bricks like this, cylinders. I'll be honest, I've never worked with palm sugar. Can I cut this into a smaller chunk?
Yep, I cut it. You
Okay.
know, I've only got them in kind of this kind of shape. I don't know if you could see it.
Oh yeah, sure, those little
it.
discs. Okay.
Yeah, and it's usually half of that disc for me, but
got it. Okay, that's good
so
advice.
I just cut it in half. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it just chips right off. Oh look, and I still have some chilies on it. That's gonna be really awesome. So are you gonna do some other events with Tanout?
We were supposed to do one. April is a big month for the Khmer community. It's a New Year's, and so we have a big festival in White Center towards the end of April, and that was the next event. But with everything going on, that get canceled, and
right.
So we're just playing wait and see right now.
Sure. Okay, so I pounded the sugar. Do I just throw that into the pot?
Yep.
Okay, everything into the pot. Could somebody use brown sugar if they didn't have palm sugar or didn't have access to it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
definitely.
So brown sugar would work.
Mm-hmm.
I think palm I did a little bit.
Palm sugar just has this type of sweet. Again, I can't describe it, but it has a distinct type of sweetness to it that I just love. So
let's taste it. Let's eat some sugar. The regular brown sugar, because it has that very molasses type flavor, and this is, to me, it tastes sweeter, like it's richer and darker, but it doesn't have that molasses flavor that you would get in a regular brown sugar. So even just the little bits of the little layers of flavor just make such a huge difference. It's amazing.
So if it's tender, it's done. You can turn off this. You can like lower the temperature or turn off the stove.
Okay.
The
All
last
right.
thing is add the onion.
Add the onions. Okay.
2-3 minutes, I'd say.
So how did you, like, what was the first thing you learned how to cook?
Like ever?
Well, I mean, you kind of discovered that cooking was a way to communicate and connect, right? So, you know, how did you get into cooking?
Well, growing up, I always kind of enjoyed trying to cook. To be honest, I found myself as a teenager wanting to learn how to cook like more like spaghetti and pastas and American food and things like that. And I think looking back on it, I kind of see a bit of like my colonized self, right? I just thought that this would be better to cook or this would be better to make, as opposed to like really like diving into the dishes of the motherland, So I kind of like learned a bit of those first, and then how I actually got into more ethnic cooking was this is a funny story. I dated a girl in high school, and she was a really good cook, and she cooked like really good Lao food, and a lot of like the base of the stuff I do now is directly tied to what she taught me. And then when I was in my mid-20s and I was a bit more intentional around learning Khmer food. That's when I asked my mom and to learn how to cook. And one of my favorite dishes is this noodle soup. That's a lemongrass based soup called nong pachok, and that was the first one she taught me. And the more and more I cooked the dishes, the more and more I learned that like in a lot of cookings in a lot of cultures, like you have kind of these essential ingredients. When you don't know it, it seems really complex, but once you get down like the core pieces to it, I think that you kind of predict some of the flavors of what's needed and what dish it, whatever dish it may be.
I'm so glad you were able to find your way through food.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
How do we serve this?
So there's several ways. You can have it as like a noodle soup, really. You can have it over rice, but I'm gonna do what you're doing, and I'm gonna use that. Yeah. So you just like slice up the baguette, dip it in, and slurp on it as you go.
I don't know. I might even just tear them.
Or you can do that.
Yeah, I like these scraggly bits. It just seems more rustic.
Yeah.
So in Cambodia, like what's the preferred utensils?
So we always sit on the ground. And then a lot of the dishes we do use our hands for them. But spoons and forks really. I just grab a banh mi baguette from the local Vietnamese store. So I'm gonna roll with that one.
That works too. First bite. So how do you say bon appetit? Like what's the?
What do you say?
Is there a Khmer term for that?
No, not that I can think of. I can think of one for drinks, but not for.
What's the one for drinks?
We usually have a little bit of Hennessy with ours, and we usually say "to mui," which is one saying, or "look dai," which is like raise up your glasses or raise your hands. Those are two couple ones. But
I see you have Hennessy on your counter there. I don't have Hennessy, but I think I have Courvoisier. Does that count?
Yes, Courvoisier is fine.
Should I grab my bottle?
Let's grab it. Let's take a shot. We have to do it that way because we're.
Hang on.
That's Remy.
Yeah, it's Remy. Good enough.
1738.
It is. The tiniest bottle ever. So not Asian, right? No, I get the Asian flush, so I can't drink. I will get really sick.
We'll do a symbolic one, or you can take it like a little baby sip.
I will take a baby sip. Okay. Thank you so much for cooking. Oh, we didn't taste the food yet, but we'll do this first because that's also very Asian. Okay. Woo. All right, now I'm gonna really taste this. Wow, we're at a loss for words now because we're so enjoying this delicious food. But Bunthay, I want to thank you so much for teaching me how to make this dish. What a fantastic experience.
You're welcome.
So
You're welcome.
yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing space with me. It's I was just on a Zoom call a little earlier, and I was thinking about how like it's so it feels so good to connect with folks, virtually, to give us a reprieve from kind of being quarantined. So that alongside the fact that you would allow me to be in your kitchen, and cook with you.
No, it's me in your kitchen.
Yeah. So I appreciate you sharing stories or listening to my story. I appreciate you telling me yours, and yeah, it's a blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mhm.